Man, what a statement. Brock Purdy came back, and he didn't just play, he dominated. After weeks out with that turf toe injury, he stepped onto the field like he'd never left. 19 completions on 26 attempts, 200 yards, 3 touchdown passes. That's not just managing, that's punishing. I want you to pause for a second. Because from the very first drive, you could feel the energy. The San Francisco 49ers didn't wait to test the Arizona Cardinals. They attacked. And Purdy, he calmly made his reads, kept the plays clean, delivered when it mattered. His first touchdown hit George Kittle for 30 yards in the corner of the end zone. That throw, beautifully placed. And that was just the start.
Let's not forget the ground game.
Christian McCaffrey, 2 rushing scores, 1 receiving. He stole the show, speaking for the whole offense. That kid's built for moments like this. When you give him the ball in space, he's dangerous. He made Arizona pay with that mindset. Physical, relentless, those words don't cover it. He was elite. But you know what really defined the game? Arizona's discipline? Non-existent. 17 penalties. 17! A franchise record for the Cardinals. They were all over the field, constantly putting themselves in bad spots. And the 49ers? They capitalized every single time. 2 interceptions, a fumble recovery. Stops turned into points in this one. Reuters. Through all of this, the explosion of offense, the turnovers, the domination, Purdy was steady. He wasn't thinking about his toe. He said as much afterward. He just played quarterback. And that alone makes this such a massive moment, not just for the stat sheet, but for his confidence, for the entire offense. Let's talk about coaching, because this game reflects how sharp Kyle Shanahan is. He trusted Purdy. He brought him back in a big spot. He dialed up an offense that attacked Arizona's weak points, the linebacker coverage, the secondary and off-balance moments. The run-pass mix was picture-perfect today. Run, pass, stretch, strike, repeat. You know what? This wasn't a tune-up game. This felt important, very important. Going forward, if Purdy is healthy and pacing this offense, the 49ers aren't just contenders, they're threats in every game. And you know what? After today, he reminded everybody exactly who he is. Now, let's get into the deeper layers. Because this wasn't just about flashy plays or feel-good moments. This was strategic. This was football at a high level. First, early tempo. The 49ers came out fast. They didn't give Arizona a chance to breathe. They established the run. They forced the Cardinals to respect it. Once the run was working, boom, the passing game opened. That play action, that misdirection, that Kittle over the middle, it all worked because the foundation was built. That's discipline. That's execution. Second, Arizona's defense, they were beaten at the line of scrimmage. The 49ers dominated early downs. They made sure the Cardinals' D-line didn't get free. If you're holding the point of attack, you're comfortable throwing over the top. That's exactly what happened. McCaffrey breaking runs, Purdy hitting plays, Kittle catching touchdowns. It all flows from win the line of scrimmage. Third, turnovers. That shift in tone, when your opponent is committing penalties, giving you free yards, handing you momentum, Arizona, they gifted it. They handed it to the 49ers. And you know what happens when a great team gets that gift? They unwrap it. They score. They extend leads. They make it look easy. Look, opposing quarterbacks can beat the 49ers in stat lines. That happens sometimes. But when the 49ers lead by 3 possessions, they lock in. They make sure those stats don't matter for the outcome. That's what we saw. For example, the Cardinals QB completed 47 of 57 passes for 452 yards. Looks scary on paper, right? But watch how the 49ers handled the game. They made the yards irrelevant because the score said 41-22. That's dominance. Let's pause. Think about this. Beating a team by 19 points when your opponent racks up nearly 450 passing yards. That's not luck. That's special. That's elite. That's a statement. So here's what this win means, not just for the day, but for the season. 1. Purdy's return was validated. Not just he looked okay. No, he looked like the guy who led this team to 13-4. That matters for the locker room. That matters for play calling. That matters for belief. 2. This offense is clicking again. The pace, the balance, the rhythm, when it all aligns, you don't just win games, you dominate them. And the 49ers showed that today. 3. The defense, though quietly overshadowed by the offensive explosion, held Arizona's run game to 36 yards. That forces the opponent into one dimension. One dimension means more pressure, more mistakes, more points. Niners Nation. 4. The penalties. We can't ignore them. For Arizona to commit 17 penalties, that's a breakdown on multiple levels: coaching, discipline, focus. The 49ers didn't just win, they made the opponent lose. Now, I want you to feel the moment with me for just a second. Picture the stadium. Picture the sideline. Purdy walking in, not fully healthy, but ready. The offense aligned, the clock ticking, the Cardinals rushing. Purdy stepped back and delivered. That's calm under fire. That's trust. That's why you build teams like this. The sideline sees it, the defense sees it, the opponent sees it, and now the league sees it. Here's a pause. What happens next? Because wins like this aren't just wins, they're pivots, they're turning points. The 49ers now have to carry this forward. They now have to make sure this wasn't a moment, it was a motion. Forward. The question becomes, can they do it consistently? Can the offense keep this rhythm? Can the defense keep applying pressure? Can the discipline stay intact? Because make no mistake, challengers will mark this result. They'll watch the film and say, okay, San Francisco's back. The 49ers have to confirm that, not just in words, but in execution, week after week. I know some of you are thinking, but wait, the playoffs aren't guaranteed. You're right, they're not. But today's win? A boost, a signal, a message for opponents and for fans. And to the 49ers fan out there, this game was electric, hopeful, validating, and maybe, just maybe, the kind of game that turns a season into something special. I've watched teams over decades. I've seen runs start, fade, reignite. This win doesn't guarantee anything, but it sure stacks the deck in San Francisco's favor, because it shows talent, resilience, preparation, coaching, all aligned. So, if you're watching this now, if you're a fan, a believer, buckle up, because this feels like the ride is back. And if you're on the outside looking in, pay attention, because the 49ers are telling the league, we're back, we're deep, we're dangerous. If you enjoyed this reaction, if you felt the energy, hit the like button, subscribe for daily Niners coverage, and in the comments, let me know. What was your favorite moment from today's win? Was it Purdy's throw to Kittle? McCaffrey's burst? The penalty mountain by Arizona? Drop it below. Because today, Brock Purdy was back. And I think we all knew it. Let's go.